Here's yet another video from Newport Richey, Florida, showing bodycam footage of the government officials, including police officers, who entered a woman's home with an inspection warrant. I previously posted the footage showing them entering, guns drawn, with law enforcement, while the homeowner was away. There's some confusion on this topic of inspection warrants versus search warrants, which some of you pointed out, and which I likely clumsily conflated as well. And let's get this straight. But first, here's the footage, ironically showing uniformed law enforcement joking about the Holocaust while searching for a hidden staircase behind a bookcase.
Just put this up.
Yeah, it's still, you can smell them.
I'm not going to disturb anything, I just want to move this.
And it's tacky, but
That's Tuesday.
Yeah, you can see where...
Yeah, where they put the other molding in and stuff.
That's crazy. That's like freaky crazy.
I'm just not expecting that.
It's like Anne Frank.
That's what we just said.
It's like Anne Frank.
This is the weirdest.
So they
But, you know,
Can I take the drywall down? Because I have to know what's up there now.
that's what I'm saying. That I think Tim is saying.
These people make me sick. But what is the law you need to know about search warrants versus inspection warrants? Well, it can get complicated. But the important thing, if you remember nothing else, is that the basic rule is the same. If there's no warrant, it's presumptively unconstitutional, period. It doesn't matter whether it was a building inspection or a criminal investigation. Under certain circumstances, a routine inspection can take place with an administrative warrant, even in the absence of probable cause. However, the exception is narrow. Early on, the U.S. Supreme Court held that Fourth Amendment was applicable only when a search was undertaken for purposes of a criminal investigation. Those early cases used a reasonableness test rather than a requirement for a warrant or probable cause. But in 1967, the Supreme Court held in two cases, Camara versus Municipal Court and C versus City of Seattle, that administrative inspections to detect building code violations must be undertaken pursuant to a warrant if the occupant objects. Thus, from 1967 on, equally strong Fourth Amendment protections have been applied to the home for all government searches of homes, whether resulting from criminal investigation or routine administrative inspection. There are some exceptions in the commercial context for so-called heavily regulated industries such as mines, businesses that sell alcohol, or firearms. The 1978 Supreme Court case of Michigan versus Tyler, for instance, discusses firefighters entering a structure to fight fires. Of course, they don't have to have a warrant. That is exigent circumstances. But what about fire investigators sifting through the rubble after the fire is extinguished? Entry to fight the fire is based on exigent circumstances, therefore no warrant is needed. And while on the property, firefighters may seize evidence that they see related to the cause of the fire under the plain view doctrine. However, any subsequent entries into whatever's left of the property to investigate the cause of the fire must be made pursuant to warrant procedures governing administrative searches, such as building inspections. But if the investigator finds probable cause to believe that arson has occurred, that requires, and they require further access to investigate this, for criminal prosecution, they must obtain a criminal warrant. So what's the difference between a criminal warrant and an administrative warrant? An administrative warrant, assuming it's not a criminal warrant in disguise, may be issued on the basis of something less than probable cause, but it still must follow prescribed administrative rules. It still requires a neutral officer to establish that the inspection was reasonable and properly authorized. All warrantless entries, whether for criminal or administrative purposes, are still going to be presumptively unconstitutional. So there still has to be an administrative warrant. And where an administrative warrant is obtained, the issues remain whether the local ordinance establishing that warrant regime is constitutional, i.e. reasonable, and if so, whether the local officials followed their own ordinance. Although the warrant requirement applies equally in both contexts, administrative inspections at times are treated differently under the Fourth Amendment because there's supposed to be a lesser intrusion generally involved. For an example, an administrative search does not require the same sort of probable cause as a criminal search because there is a showing that there's some reasonable legislative or administrative standard that's being followed for conducting that investigation. So the idea behind administrative inspection type searches and warrants being allowed, it's based on the premise that an administrative inspection of a home or property is less of an intrusion on personal privacy and dignity than that which generally occurs in the course of a criminal investigation. As federal courts have noted, this is a real and meaningful distinction. The concern of an inspector is supposed to be towards things like plumbing, heating, ventilation, gas, and electrical systems. This should take less time than searching for evidence of crime. It shouldn't involve rummaging through the private papers and effects of the homeowner. Nothing at all should be seized. It should not involve or be undertaken by armed police officers, whose presence the courts have warned may lead to violence and is perceived by the public as more offensive than that of a building inspector. Administrative inspections also generally are conducted during regular business hours and not designed to surprise the homeowner. These reasons allow for the relaxation of the probable cause requirement for safety inspections of the interior of residences and commercial structures. So the 1967 Camara case, the Supreme Court noted that where municipal employees rather than law enforcement officers are engaging in this inspection activity, it's more likely to be reasonable. But as you see in this footage and the other Newport Richie videos, that's not the case here. Law enforcement is directly and substantially involved. They're rummaging through the homeowner's belongings. And most shockingly in this video, and the prior videos, they entered this home with multiple law enforcement officers at gunpoint while the homeowner was away, which was itself contrary to the local inspection ordinance that they were operating under, supposedly. In this particular clip, we see both administrative inspectors and uniformed law enforcement officers engaged in what appears to be a highly intrusive search of a home, ironically comparing this situation to 1944 Germany, where uniformed police officers entered the building in which Anne Frank and her family were hiding in a concealed room behind a bookcase. As always, thanks for watching. You'll find more information to the link below to my blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. If you have a video you want me to see, please send it my way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss updates or future videos. Please like, share, and comment about this video. It helps the channel and it helps the mission of exposure, education, and accountability. If you want to support the channel, please consider clicking the join button and becoming a channel member or sponsor. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it. See you next time.